NFL player props here on PrizePicks for Sunday, September 25th. Before I get started, there's a link in the description below to sign up for PrizePicks, or you can use code TUFF to sign up. They will match 100% of your first deposit. There is also a Discord link, which Discord main server is completely free, as well as Patreon link that's in the description below of this video. I already made some Patreon plays live, going to be continuing to add to that list up until kickoffs on Sunday. Again, check out that link below. Yesterday, Thursday Night Football, we did pretty well, 6-2. These were the two YouTube plays, and then we went 4-2 technically on the Patreon plays, but nonetheless, 6-2 on the day plays that I gave you guys on Patreon. Go ahead and check out the link in the description below to sign up. We got two different tiers, but nonetheless, 3 player props that I like in today's video. NFL slate, Sunday, September 25th. Now, the lines will probably move. There's been a ton of bumps. So depending on when you're watching this video, you go and check the prop. The line may have moved already. I do apologize. As a creator or as someone that makes YouTube videos on PrizePicks and on the player props in general, it's really tough to time when to release the video and whatnot because of bumps, and I do apologize, but it is what it is. Most likely though, if you leave a comment below on the video, whether I still like it or not at the current line it is, just drop a question below and I will definitely answer back to you. But yeah, nonetheless, 3 total player props that I do like here. Sunday, September 25th. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. So the first one's going to be receiving yards prop, and we're going to go straight to Darren Waller at 46.5. I like the over on this one of 46.5 for him. I like this for a few reasons. One, he's hit this over both games this season, right? 6 receptions or 8 targets for 6 catches and 50 yards, and then 6 targets for 4 catches and 79 yards. So in 2 games, he's had 14 targets in 2 games, which you love to see. Obviously, Derek Carr has a lot of weapons in that offense, but what's interesting in this game here is that Hunter Renfrow has already been ruled out with a concussion. So, one of Carr's security blankets, obviously being Hunter Renfrow, him being out this game is obviously going to open up some more targets for Darren Waller here. Obviously, Davante Adams should cook. I actually like Davante Adams in this game as well. But Darren Waller at 46.5 receiving yards here against Tennessee. Dawson Knox just had like 4 catches for 40 yards against Tennessee. Obviously, Darren Waller's a little bit better player than Dawson Knox here. But with no Hunter Renfrow and Josh Jacobs is supposed to be out as well, I expect Darren Waller to really feast. And 46.5 seems very reasonable. I mean, he's hit the over on both these games. 8 targets. If he can get 8 targets in this game, I think 46.5 receiving yards for him, super low in my opinion. And I do believe this line will get bumped up at some point. So love this play here for Darren Waller with, again, Hunter Renfrow being out of this game with a concussion already ruled out. And Josh Jacobs is questionable. He did not travel with the team to Tennessee. Again, it's still questionable. He's not ruled out yet. But just Josh Jacobs is out. It even adds more value for Darren Waller as well. So I like Darren Waller over 46.5 receiving yards against Tennessee. The next play is going to be a receptions prop, and one that I think is pretty low right now. I think it could bump to 2 as well. And that is going to be, if we can find him, it's going to be Miles Sanders over 1.5 receptions here. I like this for a few reasons. One, he's hit the over on this one his 2 games this season already. Actually caught all his targets. So 5 targets and 5 receptions for not a ton of receiving yards, but definitely those plays where, the play that's called gets messed up. It allows for Jalen Hurts to be a little bit of an audible, and he will check down to Miles Sanders. But he is getting opportunities to receive the ball in this backfield. He is playing a ton of snaps as well. Kenneth Gainwell is there, but Miles Sanders has kind of established himself as the alpha back in this offense that is 2-0, and an offense that a lot of people view as a lot better than what I think people thought it was going to be. Also, with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith on the outside, Dallas Goedert up the middle, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for checkdowns for Miles Sanders here and for Jalen Hurts to do checkdowns to him. But even last year, there was numerous games last season where he had over 1.5 receptions. I think, honestly, this line could get bumped up to 2 receptions at some point as well. We took this last week and we hit the over. We took it the week before, it hit the over, so we're going to ride with it again here. I like Miles Sanders over 1.5 receptions. Pretty crazy to say that I'm taking Miles Sanders 3 straight weeks in player props, because last year he was just such a frustrating player if you guys play fantasy football with him. But I like over 1.5 reception here for Miles Sanders against the Washington Commanders. And now the last play in what I think could right now be the play of the day at the current prop line it's at. It's going to be Michael Pittman at over 61.5 receiving yards here against Kansas City. So obviously Michael Pittman did not play last week in that week 2 game. He did not play. He was injured. I don't know who they played last week. Anyways, Michael Pittman was out that game. He did not play, which, I mean, the Colts haven't won a game. They tied and they have a loss, and that they lost to who was that against? They lost to Jacksonville 24-0, right? So they tied Houston, lost to Jacksonville 24-0. Really no excuse for the losses. Just I don't know. At some point, the Frank Reich might have to go in Indianapolis, but Michael Pittman, 13 targets for 9 catches in Week 1 game. He had 126 yards, 121 yards receiving, and a touchdown. And his line is currently set at 61.5 receiving yards. And on every other sports book, it's at 68.5. And even PointsBet has it at 70.5. Right? So here's the extreme value, guys. If you're watching this video and you go ahead and check if Michael Pittman's still at 61.5, it seems like a no-brainer to me against this Chiefs offense. The Chiefs secondary has given up an average of 252.5 passing yards through the first 2 games. In the one game Pittman played with Matt Ryan, obviously 13 targets, 9 catches. 61.5 seems pretty crazy, honestly. I do also expect the Colts to be, coming back, playing from behind in this game. It is a home game for the Colts as well, indoor on the turf. But 50.5 is the over/under. I do expect to score points on this porous Colts defense. So obviously Indiana's going to have to throw the ball. And again, in my opinion, at 61.5, I think there's a chance this prop could even hit sometime around the third quarter. In my opinion, at 61.5 is just crazy value here. So I'm taking the over here on this one for Michael Pittman. We've already seen the Chiefs give up 8 catches for 113 yards to Michael Williams, right? Alpha receiver in that offense. So we know the Chiefs, like I said, will give up pass yards. They'll give up yards to receivers. And like I said, Colts going to be playing from behind, going to be throwing the ball quite a bit. So I like Michael Pittman over 61.5 receiving yards. I think it's great value. 3 player props for this video: Darren Waller over 46.5 receiving yards, Miles Sanders over 1.5 receptions, and Michael Pittman over 61.5 receiving yards. These are the 3 total player props. Again, like I said, I have some Patreon plays already live. From the time this video is posted, those plays are already be live. They're live right now as I'm recording this. But I'm going to be adding more plays to that Patreon post all the way up until kickoff. Probably will even add some for the later games and Sunday Night Football as well. So again, let me know in the comments what you guys feel about these props right now. Currently, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and as always, have a great day.